Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're back in Path of Exile and we're going to do another leveling run for our Corrupting Cry Witch Elementalist. But before we do that, I wanted to take a look at the new and changed gems that they just released. Let's see what we've got. Chain Hook of Tarthus. Throws chains ahead of you, attaching them to targets hit. Enemies chained to you will grant rage when hit. When the chains are broken, they snap and deal damage, deal attack damage in an area around the target they were attached to. Throws chains at up to 9 targets. Chain target, grant rage when hit. Maximum chain length is 6 meters. Maximum 12 chains. Is there a duration on these? There's a chain ahead of you attaching them, and the chains are broken. That's a radius. Do you have to walk away, I guess? I'll have to see how this one works. I feel like there's basically 2 ways to make this work, and it's like one way is you hit the maximum amount of chains, which would mean you would need 12 attacks in order to do anything, or before you can do anything, or you have to walk a certain distance away, in this case 6 meters. Heavy Strike we've already seen. It has spell damage, which is basically the Crown of Eyes. Seems like it could be powerful, but I don't know, I don't like Heavy Strike. Sunder slams the ground, creating a slow wave of churning terrain that damages enemies in a sequence of areas in front of you. Number of enemies hit by the wave will release a shock wave, dealing damage to other enemies around them. Using the skill again will stop the previous wave. When the wave reaches a target or terrain, it can restart aiming towards an enemy if one is in range. So it's like a chaining Sunder. That might be really interesting. Bladefall, once activated, continuously spends mana to cause volleys of ethereal weapons to rain from the sky around you, dealing damage to enemies they impact. Each blade will target a separate enemy in the volley area if possible. Each enemy can only be hit once by each volley, even if multiple blades land near them. This skill cannot be triggered or used by totems, traps, or mines. Ooh. It can't be triggered is so lame. Oh, that hurts me so much. That would be such a cool ability to trigger. Cannot be triggered at all. I mean, it's really cool. I kind of want to make a build around this. This sounds awesome. Blast Rain Tarthus. Alright, Blast Rain fires a single arrow up into the air to rain down on a targeted location. The arrow deals area damage around it where it lands, as well as releasing a wave of fire which will apply a burning debuff to enemies. The impact of the arrow will also inflict this debuff. Pretty huge fire damage per second. Fires only one area. Modifiers to the number of projectiles do not apply. Damage converted to fire. Modifiers to projectile damage apply to the skills damage over time. Does it have a hit though? It seems like it does, because it's got an attack damage aspect, but it's got like a, I don't know, a set fire damage over time. It seems like a really good pair with RF. I mean, sort of. I don't think bows and RF work really well together, but I don't know anything about bow builds at all. Siege Ballista of Tarthus we've seen. It's the one that does the circle. Summons a ring around a target. Pierce 9 targets. +7 to the maximum number of summoned totems. Summon 8 ballistic totems in a ring, which use the skill. Totems expire after attacking once. Spectral Helix throws a trap, which, once triggered, fires a spectral copy of your melee weapon, spins around while flying in a large spiral, damaging enemies in its path and bouncing if it collides with walls. If dual wielding, each trap thrown will randomly use either one weapon or the other. So, Spectral Helix with traps. Okay. Spectral Shield Throw of Tarthus. So this is one we've seen before as well. Throw a spectral copy of your shield as a piercing projectile. When it reaches the target location, it will hover in place, repeatedly firing a number of smaller shards in all directions. The rate at which shard release shards will increase until all shards have been fired. Modifiers that cause additional projectiles will add more shards, not more copies of the shield. Our projectiles deal less damage. Added physical per armor and evasion rating. Fires 23 additional projectiles. Fires 6 shards at a time until all have fired. How would you do this? Because, like, I feel like GMP has pretty diminishing returns here. Right? I don't know, I feel like it's not worth adding projectiles to this. I bet. Well, depending on if these are... If all of these shards can hit the same enemy, like theoretically, I feel like a Nimis build with this would be intense. Spectral Throw of Tarthus throws a trap which, once triggered, fires many spectral copies of your melee weapon. They fly out in all directions and then return to where the trap was triggered. In a spinning attack that damages enemies in their path, if dual wielding, each trap will randomly use one or the other. Okay, so trap, spectral, throw. Dark Pact of Tarthus. Spell deals chaos damage in an area around you. Casting the spell will cause you to gain ruin. If this spell inflicts your 7th ruin, it will sacrifice a large portion of your life to deal extra chaos damage based on the amount sacrificed, and remove all ruin from you. Cast time 0.5 seconds, gain 1 ruin on use. Reaching 7 ruin will sacrifice half of your life and deal 400% of the sacrificed life as chaos damage. Less damage with ailments, so you can't go like crazy poison, I suppose. Could be interesting. Storm Call of Tarthus. I might use this with Corrupting Cry. Bolt impacts will leave behind a pool of boiling blood, which deals physical damage over time to enemies within for a secondary duration. So it deals a nice amount of damage over time per second. Modifier spell damage applied to this spell's damage over time effect. So we probably won't be using the spell damage portion because that doesn't help our other skill, but that'll be that. Wave of Conviction is the one that goes in a circle. We've seen that one. It looks like a lot of fun, but only one wave at a time. I feel like that's just like, this is begging to be made into an Ignite build that covers the entire screen. At least to me. Focused Channeling Support. Supports channeling skills you cast yourself, empowering their damage. More damage per second channeled up to a maximum of 60. That's so much damage. More cost per second up to a maximum of 100. That is such a crazy amount of damage. Okay. Effectiveness turned up. See, Val Reap is just going to be so much better than Stormcall of Tarthus. But it's a Val skill versus the regular. Val Cyclone. Val Lightning Strike, Val Blight, Val Cold Snap. Seeing if there's anything here that I really want to hone in on. I don't really think so. Reap did get buffed. Thunder, Blade Blast, Blade Flurry. Blade Vortex of the Scythe. What does this do? Creates a swarm of ethereal blades which briefly orbit in an area around you, dealing damage every 0.6 seconds to all enemies in the radius. Can have up to one active spinning blade, so it's you can only have one blade. What is the base duration? Is 0.8 seconds, so you have to cast this every second. Wait, what? Can't be right, right? Cast time is lower or is higher than the base duration. Okay, so original Blade Vortex has a base duration of 4 seconds and a cast time of 0.5 seconds. Blade Vortex of the Scythe had a cast time of 0.8 and a base duration of 0.6, and now it's got a slightly higher base duration and a higher cast time. Oh no, it's got... No, it doesn't have a higher base duration. It had quality. This seems awful. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Okay, we know about the Cyclone changes. Fire Trap got nerfed. Frostblades got nerfed. Lightning Strike got nerfed. Lightning Steel got nerfed. Cold damage over time got buffed overall. This might be worth checking out. I want them to rework Galvanic Field. I feel like Galvanic Field is too clunky to realistically use. This one is still maximum 1 field, yeah. It might work a little better with the new Elementalist. Righteous Fire, Arcane Devotion. Here's a question. Oh wait, never mind, never mind. I forgot Galvanic Field cannot shock. Never mind. Spellslinger got a sort of buff. I still don't think it's going to be used. It might be, who knows, but I don't know. It feels like a weird one. Chaos Golem is 16% damage over time multi. Yeah. This makes me want to make a Maelstrom build. It seems like they're going to be really consistent with inflicting Wither. Lightning Golem. Does this modify spell damage applied as spell damage or damage over time effect? This, along with the other changes on the tree, might actually be enough to make this not awful. Wave of Conviction, I feel like it's always been good. I would like to see a Winter Orb build that works. Turning projectiles got nerfed. I feel like I missed this somewhere. Decay support got not nearly enough of a buff. Cost of Spell Echo went down. Cost of Unleash went down. Nice. I'm actually really sad about Bladefall of Tarthus. I think Bladefall of Tarthus is really cool. I don't think it's going to be very good, but I think it's really cool. What is Arcane? Is that a tag we've seen before? Okay, it's a mana related tag. Because this one is increased frequency per mana. I see. So wait, 5% of mana per second. What is the area of effect on this? Base volley radius. Ooh. Oh. Oh no. This is gonna be my second build. 100% this is gonna be my second build. 5% of mana, and it is around you. Holy cow. This is 100% my second build. Like, I might not finish my Corrupting Cry because I stopped playing and switched to Bladefall of Tarthus. Oh my god. Okay. So mana is like guardian, right? That's the guardian's thing. Duration of mind, damage taken. Duration efficiency of skills. Increased AoE per unreserved mana up to 100%. Man, I just posted a build guide and I'm throwing it out the window. Why would they do this to me? Why would they do this to me? Okay, so what if we do that? What if we go... What if we just go mana? What is the downside? I don't even know how to scale a physical spell. Like, I suppose I would just do Bladefall and like pretend that you could do this. Like, I'm just gonna pretend that this is a thing that I can do. Okay, you know what? No, we're gonna stick to our original plan because we don't know when we're gonna see that, but it is absolutely going to be our second build. Like 100%. Second build is going to be Bladefall of Tarthus. That is such a cool skill. That is such a cool skill. The mana cost of this is going to be insane. Like, maintaining this is actually going to be wild. Don't know. I'm very excited about this. Another crazy thing is, like, this can work on almost anything. How big is the base AoE? Blade radius is 1 meter. The volley radius is 2.8 meters, so it would actually be pretty small. This is physical RF. That's so cool. Oh my god, okay. Okay. I'm kind of blown away by this. How? Okay, I want to know now how that would work. So how? What would that look like? Right. So we've got. Let's let's see, who has mana things? Mana. You have so many mana things. You've Arcane Surge. Gives you mana regenerate. Don't need totems. Endurance charges, Arcane Blessing. Brands don't matter. Gain 20% of max mana as ES. Mana reservation efficiency of skills. Area of effect per unreserved mana. Alternatively, you just go Trickster, right? Maybe. You could also go Poison with it. Ooh, you could go Poison Pathfinder. Mana regen would be awful here, though. Probably just no. And no. Yeah, I feel like it's gotta be somewhere around the top. You could probably do some really silly things with Shaper stuff. Yo, how's it going, Pugs? Welcome, welcome. Forbidden Power. Man, I need to do this. How's it going? What's the league start going to be? Okay, so the league start, even though I'm having a crisis right now, the league start is going to be Corrupting Cry Elementalist, which is going to hit right around here when we get to red maps, if we can get a good judgment staff, or a good staff. It's a really solid starter. I think it's going to be plenty tanky and awesome, but in true PoE fashion, they released this, and this is one of the coolest skill gems I have ever seen, and it's making me question everything. Big Med bedroom plan because I haven't moved soon. Nice. I always find that, like, planning out your new rooms exciting. Like, moving sucks. I hate moving, but planning out new layouts, like, for rooms is awesome. But yeah, so 6-shooter, we're going to start Corrupting Cry because it needs absolutely nothing to get started. Like, it's so solid, at least in my opinion. But man, they just released the, like, honestly coolest looking skill gem. Want to do some kind of cool Elementalist that make use of the new golems? Yeah, the new golems are awesome. Cold Dot should also be really good because you've got the new mastery that's going to give you +1 cold gem level for free. So you're going to scale super easy into red maps. But I'm doing the same thing with Elemental, or with Corrupting Cry. So because the golems, well, okay, they're not here, so I can't use them. So if we go to the golems, the increased damage from the golem, or from Fire Golem, is generic, so everything benefits. And then the damage from Chaos Golem, wherever it is, carrying chaos, is damage over time multi, which again, generic. So every damage over time skill is going to be benefiting from this. Physical damage over time skills don't really have a good ascendancy. Honestly, Elementalist might be the best physical damage over time ascendancy now. Like if you're not playing Bleed and you're playing Fizzdot, you should probably play Elementalist. There are new dot and dot multi skills or clusters in the tree. Yeah, they look really good too. So the gem problem is a good problem to have. It is a good problem to have. Like I want to start this because this is really cool, but I have no idea when I'm going to find this, and then I have to solve a bunch of mana issues. But this is absolutely going to be my second build, like no doubt about it. 110%. Nothing can stop me. Some of those are for spells only. Yes, I think all of them are for all the new damage over time clusters on the tree are spell only, but it doesn't change my plan at all. So our plan is right here. So we're basically going up here and we're going to grab life, and we're going to grab Golem Mastery, and we're going to grab this gem slot. And the reason we're going to do that is because later on we're going to get Leap of Faith, so that we can take Discord Artisan, Mystic Bulwark, and Enigmatic Defense. Because the other thing that Elementalist is getting is the new passive. Let me pull up the patch notes. All the way to the top. Ascendancy changes and Elemancer. So Bringer of Ruin has increased mana restoration efficiency. It's nice, but doesn't matter. 66 increased Herald skill buff effect is huge for physical damage over time, because physical damage over time again has trouble scaling, but Herald of Purity is one of the major ways that physical damage over time skills gain damage, and it's from this buff out of Herald of Purity. And so this is going to be buffed by 66% by the Ascendancy, and then by a further 20% from Discord Artisan. I think second build is a good idea instead of trying to start with it. Yeah, it is. It's so cool. I want to do it immediately. It's okay. I'll survive. I'll survive. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a run. Hopefully all my stuff is wiped correctly. Okay, got the fireball. Let's go. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. That skill is so cool. I've never messed with Corrupting Cry. How does it work? So essentially all you do is Warcry. So Corrupting Cry is a support for Warcries that makes it inflict corrupted blood. So kind of like Corrupting Fever. And I got stuck. That on there. So you Warcry, and then when you Warcry, it inflicts 4 stacks of Corrupting Fever. Nice, I got a 3 blue helmet right off the bat. That's sick. But yeah, so you get 4 stacks of Corrupting Blood per Warcry, and then you just stack those up, and they take a bunch of damage over time. So basically just Corrupting Fever, but you do it with Warcries instead. Shout Barb got it? Yeah, exactly. Now the downside is we can't really start with it, because you don't get it until like level 30 something. I can't believe we got a 3 link, we got 3 blue, like right off the bat. That's awesome. Spell damage. I don't think I care about the gloves. Spell all of this. And that. Purchase. Are there any goods? Cast damage for time multi? No. Okay. No. And. Are there any good boots? No. No runner boots. Okay. Unfortunate, but it's fine. But yeah, so a good way to think about it is shot barb. Switching back over to POB. One nice thing that goes on is so you're just using General's Cry and then making the corrupted blood. The radius of it is that. So it covers almost 100% of the screen. Just the top left and top right corners are unaffected. So if you can see it, you can probably hit it with your Warcry. Might be able to get to our Warcries. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Better idea. I can just show you what it looks like. This is a Juggernaut version. How many golems are going to be using? At least 3, maybe 4. So we're going to be using Stone Golem, Flame Golem, and Chaos Golem for sure. I might use Lightning Golem just for the attack speed to like make Leap Slam better to help us move around. But that's only feels good, like that doesn't do anything for the build. Okay, so this is a Juggernaut that I have that used to use Corrupting Cry with Auto Exertion. This doesn't work anymore, but it used to be able to automatically do the thing, and so it would automatically use this on cooldown all the time, and it was incredibly feels good build. That's no longer a thing, so we can't use it anymore, but we can still manually cast it. And it looks like I don't have any maps. Iraq. Yeah, just jumping into a map. There in your remove only tabs. Yeah, I don't want to look at my remove only tabs. Yeah, you just yell at stuff and then it dies. Remove only tabs are only. They really are. And like I never play in standard unless, you know, we're between leagues. So I don't tend to worry about it. Yeah, so once you're there, you just shout, wait for the boss to spawn. Where is the boss? There he is. Throw down vulnerability, shout. Done. And that's the build. Now this build is a build that I've done T17s with. And let's see, Jug Cry. Full of self-found. Let's see what that build's damage was. Import. Shouldn't have killed the ghost and multiplies the loot on the boss. I wasn't worried about the loot. Standard's not real. Why Corrupting Cry Elementalist? Corrupting Cry Elementalist because we're getting a ton of buffs. I'll explain that in just a second, but just to show what the Juggernaut version looked like as far as damage goes. So it had 10 stacks, maximum effect, ride. I think that's kind of it. Oh, endurance charges, right? Because it's a jug. And yeah, that's it. So that was 1.6 million damage, and it feels really good to play, at least in my opinion. Okay, so why Elementalist? So Elementalist for two big reasons. So if we go over to the patch notes, the number one big reason is this new ascendancy passive, Bringer of Ruin. So Corrupting Cry in general, and really all Fizz Dot in PoE 1 has issues scaling. There's just not a whole lot of options for scaling damage. And so one of the big things that we use for Fizz Dot skills is Herald of Purity, which gives us a more physical damage buff. And so you want Herald of Purity because that's a significant portion of your damage. Well, the new Bringer of Ruin Notable gives you 66 increased Herald skill buff effect. And so you now have a let's see, that's a 18? No. Yes, 18. No, not quite 18. It probably will be 18 once you do this. So once you grab Discord Artisan for another 20% on top of the 66%, it will be 18% more. So you're basically getting an extra 6 to 8% more damage on your physical damage buff. On top of that, we have golems, which everybody's talking about, everybody is familiar with. But just to go over it, all of the golem buffs are relevant to Elementalist. So going, let's see, right here, Chaos Golem is generic damage over time multi, which means all Fizz Dot and really all damage over time is going to benefit from this. Fizz Dot being one of them, and this is a hard stat to get anywhere on the tree, and we already picked up everywhere it was on the tree before, so having this coming from a golem and being a huge source of it is incredible. The other one is Flame Golem, which is now 29% increased damage. And this is going to be something very close to 90% increased damage for us once Flame Golem has 20% quality on it. And so that's an insane amount of increased damage. Like that's almost as much as our rings could get us in the past ever. And so it's actually kind of wild how much damage we're getting just from our golems. And then as a bonus, we get more defenses from our stone golem. But yeah, lots of really good stuff going on with Elementalist. Oh, and okay, I missed one thing. Let's see, leveling guide 103. So the last thing is we can use Shaper of Storms. So Elementalist doesn't have a whole lot going on that is directly beneficial to Fizz Dot, but inflicting a shock is beneficial to everything. Shaper of Storms makes it so everything that hits always shocks, and in the new patch, everything that gets hit by anything is always shocked by at least 25%, which means they always take a 25% increase. I didn't even include it in this calculation. So if we do shock 25, it's a 25% more multiplier on our damage. Elementalist is a little broken. At least for damage. Defenses still need help, but that's what we're doing with all of this. Where was I? Okay. someday I'm going to actually learn the layouts of all of these areas. That. Should probably also grab that scepter. Alright. Good deal with Hail Rake. I'm dodging very poorly. Okay, there we go. Nice, we got a mana flask. Okay. Let's see. We have like nothing, so let's grab a bunch of this stuff. Best, yes. Oh, level 4. Okay. Let's grab that and scroll. Get out of here. Oh no. We need Ellie Prolif. And then we're gonna sell this blacksmith stone. Did my SSF conversion take? Yes, okay, cool. Gonna be a little bit of a problem because that means we're gonna need so many chance orbs. By Elementalist. So Elementalist is getting a bunch of buffs. This league, everybody's aware of like the golem buffs. What not everybody might be aware of is the very, very limited nature of physical damage, skill support all over the tree, specifically for Fizz Dot. So Fizz Dot skills used to have a very nice home in the Gladiator, but the Gladiator got changed last league and got kind of like specifically buffed for bleed, and so it's really good at bleed and block, but it's not good for Fizz Dot anymore. And so Fizz Dot's kind of been without a home for a little bit. And what happened with the Elementalist changes is I almost got myself stuck there. But what happened with the Elementalist changes is all of the buffs to golems are generic damage. And so golems being way harder to kill with way less investment and giving a way bigger damage boost to basically everything that is a damage over time effect is a huge buff to everything that's damage over time. But that includes Fizz Dot. And so we're doing that, but on top of that, on top of the golems that everyone knows about, there's also the Herald ascendancy that is being added to the Elementalist. And what that does is it makes your Herald effects cheaper and makes their buff better. Physical damage over time, absolutely needed Herald of Purity in order to try and help scale damage. I'm also so lost because I'm just talking, so forgive me. But because we use Herald of Purity to scale our damage, and it's an absolute necessity, because we need that more multiplier on our damage, having that skill buffed is kind of a huge deal. And so because Elementalist now has an ascendancy node that says 66% increased buff effect of heralds, that means our 12% more physical damage multiplier is being increased pretty substantially. I think the build you're working on would work with Exsanguinate. Take the spell dot free clusters? Yes, most likely. I just don't like Exsanguinate. I really like Corrupting Cry. Like, most of the reason I like Corrupting Cry is because it feels good. And that's really an opinion thing. Like, I can't make anybody else think that way or anything like that, but I like the way it feels, and so I like playing it. And I've never really loved Exsanguinate or Reap. Like, I'll add Reap into a Corrupting Cry build, but only for single target. On that note, we were probably going to use Reap for our sort of for single target. We're going to use Reap so that we can inflict shock. Which is, once more, another damage multiplier that we're getting from Elementalist, because Elementalist gets a 25% damage, 25% more multiplier on damage from shock now. And you just hit something with anything every 2 seconds, and they take 25% more damage. Well, they take 25% increased, but if you have no other increased, it's 25% more. So yeah, that's the thought. I'm just worried about Elementalist defenses being so close up with shouts and semi-ranged. I am not, and I will show you why in just a second. But basically, you can get a pretty significant amount of block and armor and ES from the tree and equipment. So keep in mind, most of our points are going between Marauder and Inquisitor. So all of the stuff that Inquisitor and Marauder usually get, that's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to live. I've gone the wrong way. All right. As soon as we hit a waypoint, we'll talk about the defenses on the build. Why I'm not, in general, worried. I mean, one thing that's going on is Stone Golem, which is going to be our tankiest golem. It's giving us 60% increased defenses, which is just a global increase. Gonna be awesome. But aside from that, we still get a significant amount of defenses from basically just being armor ES hybrid. Oh, I have This and this I can use. I just haven't been. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Actually, I really need that currency. I thought I saw. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna take it anyway, but I thought it was gonna be something other than Scroll of Wisdom. Okay. Let's go back to Hideout real quick, and then we'll take a look at our defensive layers. So, this is the kind of like red maps goal. So this is level 94, and then we've got 62% block, 46% spell block, and a nice amount of armor, nice amount of life, nice amount of ES. Now the important thing here is, in my opinion, all of this gear is garbage. So they're on good bases, but let's go take a look at this Prophet Crown. So Prophet Crown, good base, but all of these are, what is this, tier, this is tier 3, this is tier 4, this is tier 5? Yeah, tier 5. So like, it would be so easy to make this so much better with fossils or essences or really anything. And then that's on, still on, if I remember correctly, the 3rd or 4th best base. So by red maps, I'm hoping that people are past this, but you have all of these sources of armor and ES. These gloves don't even have any increased armor or ES. The boots also don't have increased armor or ES, although to be fair, these boots should have movement speed and life, and that's more important than armor and ES. This has 62 life and a little bit of res and some dot multi. This is probably the most expensive piece of gear in the entire set aside from the staff, and that's only because of Leader of the Pack, which if you don't have Leader of the Pack, don't use Flesh and Stone. Flesh and Stone is something that we can use because we don't care enough about our damage. So instead of using something like Malevolence, we're using Determination and Flesh and Stone. Flesh and Stone is a pretty significant chunk of mitigation that we're getting. And we're getting a bunch of AoE increases, so that should be a pretty significant less damage inside of the aura. Like the aura should be pretty big. What else do we have going on? Oh, right, we have quite a few ways to recover. So we're getting the recover on block from Staff Mastery. We're getting the recover 5% ES over 1 second when you take physical damage from an enemy hit. We have 700 life regen, and we have 41 ES regen. I would like this to be higher, but this will be higher as we get more ES. I kind of want it to be higher anyway, but I haven't figured out how I want to achieve that. I guess we could just craft that onto a belt, right? So items, Gigian Vise. Can't you do like, let's see, add modifier, crafting bench. I feel like there's one that's like, if you're near a unique, yeah, regenerate 150 ES per second. So I would probably consider doing this because it would be super good. Yeah, we have options, I think, for our defensive layers. For like the where did I have like a crazy version of this? I guess 88 is pretty good. But yeah, so this is without any flasks going, and this is without, this is with Flesh and Stone and Vitality. Molten Shell is disabled, and we're still sitting at 88. And then we've got all of those same layers of mitigation going for us. So I'm not too worried about the defensiveness of the build overall. Oh, this one also has more block and spell block. 70 and 62, because we're using Intuitive Leap right here. So yeah. I feel like we're gonna be pretty okay when it comes to defenses, and that's also without improving any of this. Like if we improved any of this this armor, we would be in a much better situation. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. All right, back to our run. I feel like this place has gotten longer over the years that I've played. Like I feel like Ledge is just longer now than it was several years ago. It's probably not. It's probably in my head, but I feel like that's a thing. It is, they added a new area to it. I knew about the area like behind the cliffs. But I feel like even if you walk along the ledge, like if you ignore all the new areas, it still seems a lot longer. And it might be that they just became longer when they added those new areas. I will say I do really like that they do that. Like I like that they are updating the areas as they go. I also like that they don't tell us about everything. Like I didn't know until today that there is a 1 per character guaranteed unique chest. Like every character you have can go get a unique while going through the acts. I had no idea that was a thing until today. Ooh, transmute, we need that. Oh, 3 red shield. Kinda need that. I mean, we don't need it, but I'm not gonna turn it down. Alright, I don't want to fight you. Okay. There. Oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna go back because I want Frostblink. I'm pretty sure I've earned it by now. Efficacy we need. We don't need any. Oh no, we want Flame Wall. Okay, we need items. Guess what's our... I don't want to give up a transmute for that. I'll give this up and we can just do that. There, that, nothing. Okay, let's go. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Hey. Coral ring is probably worth using, at least until I find an iron one. Hey. Better than what I've got right there. Feel like I do no damage, because I don't. There's the way out, but we need the trial. That. Can I make it? Yeah. I don't think I can make this one. Oh, I did. Check that out. All right. Hey, thanks for the follow, Proud. All right. Hey, nothing over here. I need to go back and see what that was. Okay, longbow. We don't need that. Okay, I'm not... maybe I should be worried about the flasks. I was gonna say I'm not worried about the flasks, but maybe I should be. My flasks are currently not great. Alright, let's go. Flask. Oh, explodes. Nice. Perfect. That's a lot of quicksilvers. We really don't need that many, but I guess we'll take them. Okay, medium, large, silver, large. Yeah, I think that's how I would want to do that. All right, now get rid of everything else. We'll keep one of the medium manas just to have it. Go. One of those great additions to, I got rid of all my flasks and now I have no flask charges. There we go, okay. Yeah, we got 3 portals, we're good. We're good. Although fighting him like this is super risky. Probably. All right. Not too bad so far. The only real problem is I don't have any mana. Rude. Okay. All right, scepter. That's kind of it, but I do need to sell all of these, so I guess I'll grab them. I always forget that I'm poor. All right, let's go sell all this stuff. And who should get it? We're gonna keep the shield. Arcalay. For me, clarity, I don't care about, but I guess, sure. I do care about vitality though. Do you have vitality for me yet? Afford it, but I can't equip it. 22 strength. What is my strength at? 14? I don't want to purchase it, and then for our next level, we'll we'll get enough strength to actually use it. Because we'll like deviate from our plan a little bit to grab this so that we can equip Vitality. Wow, that was a mistake. Okay, this way? Yes. I don't know why I hit both at the same time. Quality. You. Okay. Let's go. Way. And I'm so crazy excited for this league. Like, I was already excited, but the Bladefall of Tarthus has actually just got my hype through the roof. Like, I don't care if the damage is trash. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It's gonna be so awesome. So excited. Okay, honestly we need to grab all of these because we need to sell them. That. Wrath. What do we gain access to here? Is there anything worthwhile that we get access to? Ice Nova, Scorching Ray, Blazing Salvo. Not really, huh? Okay, yeah, not really. I mean, I guess none of these are really what I need or want. You give me that, cool. Oiled vest, yeah, none of these are anything I want. So let's just sell all these. Ooh, still probably don't have boosts for me, right? Okay. You might have gloves for me that don't. They're better than what I got. What that does allow me to do though is switch that out. Which is less damage and less chance to block. Why did I do this? Oh, right, okay. I'll keep it for the sockets, but we don't need it right now. What else do we? It's kind of it, right? I guess we could do this, but I don't want to give up a transmute for it. Okay. Skill point. Let's go. And then we're going to go straight into fire. Now, the only danger here, which honestly kills me a lot, are the little suicide squid guys. They're kind of terrifying. Okay, now that you're done making me bleed. Aw. I was hoping I got movement speed. This is actually kind of good for us early. Get some chromatics under our belt. Oh, fire ignite resist, bye. Perfect. Okay, so this is actually a dangerous area, because this one has a ton of the red exploding squids. Because of those guys. And they're mostly dangerous because if you get caught, you can just like get chain stunned by them. Yeah, like that. That was pretty close. Dead end. That's never good. Okay. Okay, dead end, of course. Okay. We're okay. We're not okay. We are okay. Where's the way out? Alright, I guess it's over here. Life flask, I want that. Okay. I've gotten like every dead end in this area. Got there eventually though. Okay. I think we're gonna go right into fire damage, and I'm not gonna worry about. I am gonna worry about. We're gonna replace the medium life flask right away, and hope that that doesn't bite us. Lost my mouse. Has anyone else ever had an issue where their mouse goes to the origin point of their monitor? I also don't know if that's common terminology, but like the bottom right hand corner of your monitor. It's possible that it's not an issue at all and it's just I'm moving it there and don't realize it, and then I get stuck between my monitors, but I always feel like it just teleports there every now and then. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Honestly, mana is a lot bigger an issue than I thought it would be. I guess I would be served by actually using clarity. Well, I have it. Okay, let's grab all this, and we can't. And I think I'm just gonna get rid of that and then grab this. 25 strength, but it has 15 fire res. We're absolutely keeping that chest piece. 100%. And everything else can get left behind. Sell real quick in Act 1, and we'll also turn whatever else in that we need to. We'll come back for the optional quest later. Alright. Act 2, let's go. So close to RF, and then everything is awesome. Okay. We're actually a little underleveled. That's okay, we'll make it up. So here, essentially what we're going to do is rush straight into where we get RF. We'll need a couple levels on the way just to make sure we don't die immediately. But yeah, that's the overall plan. I'm going to take out this blue pack real quick. I think, okay, they're... And hey, we got a scepter out of it. We should probably use that scepter. Bound to be better than what we have. Almost no matter what it is. Okay. Okay, never mind. We are going to use this though, because that's been a pain. Alright. Guessing that's strength I'm missing, yeah. Oh. What are the odds? Okay, it's hatred. I was just gonna see if that was the strength essence. Because if it was, that would have been really nice. That is also not the strength essence. I'm lacking a little bit of strength right now, which is kind of sad. Be able to pick that up from, honestly, a lot of places. Honestly, I bet I can get an amulet with it. I bet I can pick up an amulet with it. That is a lot of projectiles. Okay, that's spell damage. Okay, never mind. I was really tempted by that staff because that's not a bad like beginning staff, but it's a spell staff, not a war staff, which is only relevant because one blocks spells, one blocks attacks, and on the side of the tree that we're on, blocking attacks is better than blocking spells, just because it's harder to get attack block. Use Holy Flame Totem. Holy Flame Totem plus Flame Wall on top of it. Skill everything is not a rare mob. You're actually really right. You're right. I knew I was forgetting something. Thanks for the tip. I will have to remember that for next time. It is about to not matter for me, but that would have helped a ton. I say that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Skip. Really appreciate it. I cannot wait until you get nerfed. You and your lightning strike. I guess we should check the staff just to be sure. Okay, staff. Okay, sweet. No, and no. Okay. Alright. Passive skill, Breath of Flame. Oh wait, we need the Wolf Gem. We also should bring this back and sell these. Forgetting about that. This only matters for maybe I need the red gem. Oh, Herald of Ash it is. And purchase Righteous Fire. Do I have? Yep, I have an alteration. Boom. We need a level, and we also need the ability to equip it, which is to say we need Fire Res. This one is fine, but we need an alteration soon. Let's sell what we have. Nope, not that. It actually might get us an alteration. Purchase. Boom. Okay, so that's that. And then let's see if Town 1 has an iron ring we can buy. Playing RF Elementalist? I am not. I am playing Corrupting Cry Elementalist because I have problems. But RF Elementalist to level. This and the Herald of Ash we got. And we're good to go. There's a ruby ring. Okay, so now we need a transmute. Which should be really easy to get. Let's see, sell. That's wisdoms. So basically a magic item. Let's go. I guess down here. We are level 15, so we're not too far away from level 16. We'll make it to the ruins. And that should be level 16 and hopefully some stuff to sell. There's a leather belt, although I probably want to use that instead of selling it. It's normal, doesn't do me any good. But yeah, I really like leveling with RF. Like it's just so cozy. So if I'm doing any kind of spell leveling, I'm almost always leveling RF. If I'm leveling a Pathfinder, I'm always going to level what is the Poisonous Concoction. And then if I'm an attack build, it depends. Thunder is super good, but it depends on how I feel as to what I actually do. I'm not quite level 16 yet. Shouldn't take very long. Now the real downside is I haven't gotten anything to sell. And I kind of need something. The looks of your gear, you need to craft fire res on it. Yes. So that's what the 2 rings are for, and that's the reason I am staying longer than I need to. because I have a transmute, so I can craft fire res on the ruby ring, and then I need a second transmute so I can craft it again on the other ruby ring. No corrupting fever? No. Corrupting fever feels really bad in my opinion to level with early. We're gonna go corrupting cry at the end of Act 4, but until then we're gonna go RF. Okay, regen. Why Corrupting Cry? Because I like it. I think Corrupting Cry is a very comfy skill to use. You just run around and yell at things. But it also has a super easy time getting to basically 1,000,000 damage, right? So getting it past like 8 million is insanely hard. Getting it to 1,000,000 is really easy. So for a league starter, something that I need to be able to clear bosses, to be able to farm currency, 1,000,000 dot damage is plenty. So Corrupt and Cry. I wish Corrupting Cry still worked with Auto Exert. Unfortunately, it does not. Isn't 5 mil required for Ubers? 5 mil is there. To my knowledge, there is no requirement for Ubers. There is like recommendation, but for Ubers, what I would say is 2 million dot is enough. You have 2 million dot DPS, then you're probably fine. You gotta keep in mind that dot DPS is going to be constantly up, where attack DPS is not. Again, my opinion, I'm not really an expert. 5 million comfortably? Yeah, probably. But, okay, so let's see. So in order to do Ubers, I'm gonna want to farm like crazy. And it's not actually that hard to get Corrupt and Cry to that level. So this one is at 4.2, and all that's going on here is we've got our ascendancies. We have Shock, which we are doing through Arcanist brand. So Arcanist brand is hitting with vulnerability and Reap. Reap has Culling Strike, and Reap isn't really about damage. Like it's entirely about getting something to hit, because anything that hits the an enemy is going to apply a shock that is always 25% because of Shaper of the Storms. This is 15, it's going to be 25 in the next league. The only issue here is this requires Forbidden Shocko. And this can be better, but that's what it requires. Now, Forbidden Shocko is usually very cheap for Corrupting Cry because no one plays it. CF and CC don't stack, right? No, they are both Corrupting Blood, and so technically Corrupting Blood stacks infinitely, but only the best 10 Corrupting Blood deal damage. You can opt into the POV and get the new tree, can you? I've been checking. Thought I was in the beta. Yeah, I'm in the weekly betas. I mean, unless I've done something terribly wrong. At least they should be in the betas, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we can get up to 4 million pretty comfortably. It just requires us to get a Forbidden Shaco, which I suspect is going to be somewhere like 10 div. To be honest. Okay, I want that. Take off Arcane Surge, take off Heli Prolif, add in Efficacy, and it for now. And then we have 1 point available, which is going to be, I think, down here. We're just gonna have to craft a little extra fire res. When is the actual update coming? Leagues in 40 hours for PoE? I have no clue. I have no clue. This is nice. Oh, right. I need like a single thing to sell. Sell all of, nope. Okay, and that should give me transmutation shards. I already had 19, so that gives me 20, which puts me comfortably within crafting range of this. Unlucky. But I think it's enough. Yeah, we're at 91, so take that off of there. All right, we sustain. Sweet. Okay, now we need strength. And we can also... Oh, did I sell my... I guess I sold my extra Quicksilver. Oops. Okay. We need... I'd actually really like some items with strength on it. That can improve my vitality. And once I get, I think, another transmute. Oh, there we go. We can get field charge. Red beasts are really annoying. Whenever you're ready, Einhar, you can take that one away. Point. Now GGG will have a stash tab sale on League launch. I'm planning to buy the $90 supporter pack for when there's a stash tab sale. I don't know if it's on League launch, but if you just like keep an eye out, they usually do announcements like in chat when they're running a sale pretty regularly. I think it's like every other weekend or something like that. Every other weekend they do a stash tab sale. I don't know what the actual schedule is, but like it's super often. Like regularly on the weekends. I just don't know what weekends. This is unfortunate. I really don't want giant bear in here. Okay. Giant bear dealt with. You guys remember when Oak was the secret final boss of Act 2? In like 317? Pretty sure POB has been updated. Checking. I have no update available. It is entirely possible I've done something wrong. Yeah, I see the same thing, Daitan. I still want these, but I need 25 strength. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I bet there's an amulet that I can buy strength on it. But I have no amulet. Well, there we go. Amulet done. Now we gain a bunch of damage. And even more fire res. And we can level up vitality. At the bottom it'll say beta next to the version number. Hold on. Let me switch over. Let me make sure you guys can see. Okay, so you guys can see the bottom. So my options, I'm opted into the weekly beta tests. But I don't have any update. You know, to me, your voice kind of sounds familiar to Waffles Loves ARPGs. I have never watched them. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, so I don't have any updates, unfortunately. Okay, don't save. Options. Yeah, I don't have. I guess let me do this. So save. Yeah, save that, and then we'll check for update, and then we'll reactivate the weekly beta. And see if that works. Okay, so no update. And then we'll do that. Save. Check for update. Weird. Okay, so Dythan, I'm not sure if you caught that. Go in your options, deactivate opt-in weekly test, save that. So uncheck it, save it, and then check for an update. That's going to say no update available. Then go back in your options and recheck this, and then check. See if it works. Hopefully it works. Let's see. There, get there. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to grab a shield charge. Had beta unchecked. After checking it, it's downloading the update. Nice. Mine was checked, it just wasn't picking it up. So unchecking it and then saving and then rechecking it helps. Thanks for letting us know, Gimmon. Much appreciated. And let's just go ahead and take care of it here. Grab those so we can sell those later. And we're gonna kill Lyra. Life. Strength, lightning res, cold res. It's better than what we've got, even though I'm gonna lose out on fire res. Oh, red, I still don't have shield charge. Alright, I need to try and remember to do that. Right. Heal. And there's actually no reason to have flame wall right now. Here. There. Okay. We do have a transmute and what else do we want to do? I guess we could do scepter or our no, let's do our gloves. Yeah, I don't know. Oh wait, we can't do scepter next league. Let's not do that. Totally forgot. Let's do our belt then. There it is on the belt. Huge. Okay. Well, okay. Said I was gonna remember to do this. I did that and forgot that I was wanting to go pick up shield charge. Do you have shield charge? You do, and it's only a scroll of wisdom. Thank you. Shield charge. Okay. It's down here. Okay, good there. We need to go back. Can spiders. Man, I love leveling with RF. Okay. Like, probably nothing else. Honestly, I don't want to use this. Okay. All right, let's see if path of building updated. Save as convert. Okay. All right. Looks like we're good. RF damage is insane. I've created 2 Pox RF characters in 2 leagues I've played. So much more damage than Marauder. But Marauder seems more tanky. Yeah, Marauder is super tanky. I don't know. RF is always super cozy to me. Okay, so we're going Bringer Ruin. Now that we have Bringer Ruin, which should be, yep, right there. Good and good. Okay, so configuration. We're gonna take away all of, I think all of the buffs. Okay, so all of the buffs are gone. Back to skills, and we go into Herald of Purity, and then activate Chaos Golem, which should now be... No, Chaos Golem is not updated. Control Z. Okay, so we can take away the Herald Ascendancy. Flame Golem is not updated. Stone Golem is not updated, and Chaos Golem is not updated, unless I need like new versions of them. So Chaos Golem. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so they're not updated yet. So we still need the Golem buffs. But we no longer need the Herald buffs. So yeah, damage looks pretty much the same. One thing is, yeah, we now have this, which is not activating, but it's okay because we have it in the configs. So this isn't working yet. We have it in configs, so it's actually pretty funny. Our DPS has not changed at all. But now we have Bringer Ruin over here, which means good to go there. And that is 51k DPS just coming from Bringer Ruin. And if we add this, it's another 47. which we will do in the end game. Which again, in end game, take off heraldry, so 4260, taking off the custom herald one, and adding bringer ruin 4260. Yeah, I had it exactly correct. Sweet. Yeah, this is the end game version. Switching back over, let's go. All right, we have, what were we doing? We've done all but one. We'll finish out this bandit. We also need to do the den. Help. Which means we get move speed and amount of portal scrolls. Oh no. A little tragic. Let's go back here. Go fight a bear. Oh yeah, now my RF crits. If only. If only. You know, and ring mail. Let's see. Are either of them good? Life, mana, and fire res, and lightning res. I might do this. Ooh, but it's awful armor. That's such a bad base. Never mind. LA focus, huge. Their belt. Good. 10 strength, lightning res, open suffix, sure. All about that. And we get LA focus, which is awesome. Hopefully. Okay, we need a little more fire res. I thought that might be the case when we switched out the fire res on our belt. Figured that might happen. Wait, are we good again? No, not quite. We're pretty close though. All right. Quick. Do I have a transmute? Ooh, I don't have a transmute. could just deal with it. Oh wait. Generate 1% of life. Still not enough, but you know what? We're gonna go with it anyway. That is a degen that is manageable. How about that shield? Life regen, more life, maybe. Strength is gonna mean more life for me to degen. Actually, not a good thing. So, we can take a temporary fix to this, but I really don't want to. Like, I'd really rather fix this going forward than I would fix it with like a patch. What we can do is can grab this wheel right here, this set of nodes, to get the recovery mastery of 50 life regen per second. For respec points I need to use later. Problem that I can fix with a transmute whenever I get one. And I can get one by selling some blue gear. Manageable problem at the moment. So. Ooh, big life flask. The exit. Oh no, it's over here. Okay, okay. I didn't note this. I was super confused because I feel like since they added the corruption thing in here, it's always past the corruption. Like you have to walk past the corruption. Used when I thought I had searched everywhere past the corruption and didn't find it. I'm just blind. You have life regen nodes right beside the 1%. You're right, I do. And they're ones I want to take anyway. Totally right. I don't know how much they're going to help, but every little bit. I think that's like 0.4% each over there. But I certainly know what my next couple levels are going to be. Okay. Really quick, sell these. Urge. It can POB 3 nodes. Will not help. I mean, those and... Oh no, I still don't have enough transmutes. Oof. No worries, we'll figure it out. I mean, I could just do this and get 19. I could stop being stubborn and just do that. I'm pretty sure I'd sustain again. Yeah. I needed to stop being stubborn. I am 12 transmutation shards away from being able to fix it on this belt, but this belt already fixes it. That being said, I'm still going to take these. Those are still good to take. Portal scroll, very nice. Vitality, sweet. That level in vitality helps. I don't think I want the warplate. I mean, I guess I'm gonna sell that anyway, because man, do I need transmutes. Wait, blue, red. Oh, that is not what I want. Not that way. Not that way. Okay. Way. Further around. Isn't there a master that gives you life regen? Yes, there is, but I don't want to take it because it's 4 points that I then have to respec later. And since we're only taking this to end of Act 4, I feel like it's a manageable problem until then. It is definitely an option though. It's just not an option I love. I see what's going on now. I was trying to get there, and that's not over here. Yeah, normally on like Marauder or Inquisitor, I would take the increased life regeneration rate wheel that's right by the life and fire res wheel, which is, there's so much value in that little area. It's just really far for the Elementalist to go, and for our build, which is not going to go there in the end, it's not worth going there. So we would have to take the recoup wheel, and then we would just have to respec that later. But yeah, if all else fails, like we could do that. Okay. I think we grab the basic jewel socket. Pick up something good. And Apex, nice. Full damage over time multi. And I don't think I care about the warplate. Oh wait, I do for selling it. Forgot. I do want. Now, an interesting problem we are going to run into as we get closer to Act 4. So because we are planning on doing armor and ES, the more we focus on armor and ES, which is good for us in the long run, the worse we're going to make our RF for ourselves, because ES is calculated into the degen and our damage, but importantly for our sustain, the degen. And so the more energy shield we have, the worse our degen is going to be. I would really like them to stop running away. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right. What do we get here? So, giant life. That's awesome. That is a really nice ring. I don't think I can equip it yet. That's a really nice ring. First pair of gloves than I currently have, and an improvement. Yeah, it's a really good ring for us. It's just, I don't think we can equip it. I'm gonna keep it though, just like, that is, at Act 4 when we start turning off RF, that's a great ring to go to. Okay. Several ascendancies, but that's okay, we'll get them. Oh, what am I doing? Let me sell this stuff first. Before I go out there, let me just sell this stuff. Did want to sell that, right? No. Okay, one thing we can do though is we can equip that new belt. Res craft. We could also craft fire res on our gloves, which is probably best. All right. So that puts us up to 126 fire res. Be plenty of. I'm so incredibly excited about that new skill. That new skill sounds so awesome. Silken vest. No, I don't want to do a silken vest. Oh wait, I do want to sell them though. At some point I'm gonna remember that without like having to go back. There's something in my brain that's just like programmed that if I don't want the base type, I leave it on the ground. It's not a bad instinct, but it's not a great instinct either. Mail. And an alchemy orb, very nice. Not what we need, but hey, we'll take it. Go. Okay. No. I want purity of elements here. Absolutely purity of elements. That's just sustain and survivability all built into one. Easy peasy. I don't think I've yet to see some movement speed boots. I would love to see some movement speed boots. Life, strength, intelligence, 121, 28. It's not better than what we have. Alright, purchase. Please have runner boots. None for me. Let me check the other. You have runner boots for me? He did not. Okay. One last try. Do you have runner boots for me? Come on, Tarkala, you never let me down, right? And it seems like no. Okay. Alright then. I guess off we go. This is probably a wildly inefficient way to find the sewers, right? The sewers is usually like right by the entrance on the other side. I think that's accurate. Well, yeah, it's way over there. And I found a dead end. Oh well, we're already here. Oh, right. We also have Purity of Elements now. Okay. And good to go. What is our life regen at? Uh, 177. Okay. We continue to sustain. By a nice amount too. Not too bad. I should probably grab that. Hopefully we don't have an issue when we add more health. That would be a real shame. I don't think I need anything else from here, right? Like that's the only reason to come in here. Yeah, that's the only reason to come in here. Okay. Went in a total circle. Waypoint. There's the waypoint, but we don't care about that. Nice. Iron Ignite resist. Make sure I didn't pass it up over here. There it is. All right. That makes us degen. Hopefully not. Do this. They're going for our war cry. Yeah. Okay. We can't do much with it, so we're just really preparing, but we can at least prep for it. That was a weird layout. Oh, and we're not degenning, so that's great. We are very close though. Pushing that limit. Means we probably need to pick up honestly any more regen if we can find any. Or a little more fire res. Alright, level 2. Giant light flask is great. There. Being able to make our own 4-link is also great. Means if we find a good armor ES base, best piece, we can probably get a good one. Even better though would probably be like a helmet or gloves or boots. Although, no, helmet or gloves would be best. Alright, so strength now, I think. Just because, oh wait, no, I didn't need strength. I didn't need strength. Do I have, let's see, this has regen. It also has 6, or not 6, it has 3 suffixes. .4 regen is not going to help me a ton. I think I'm going to pass on that. What do these have? Nothing that I need. Chance Orb is great though. All right. on there. Alright. Very rude of you to not drop anything for me. Inconsiderate, really. Patient, very nice. I still need more chance orbs though. Right. Okay. Go back and see if we can figure. I don't think I care about any of this. Yeah, no, I don't care about any of this. So we'll grab whatever. And that's just going to be something that we transmog whenever we get into the trial. Find Piety in her lab. What else can I add on? I guess let's see. Do we have any boots? No. No. Unfortunate. We could buy one of these and try and hit it with the binding, but I feel like doing that with boots is a bad idea. Just because I'm more likely to need to change out for better move speed. Okay, I don't see anything there. What else do we have as far as region goes here? I mean, I guess we have more fire. Strength, physical attack. Strength. I mean, I guess we can grab combat stamina if we want to. Stays useful at least. Later parts of the game. I guess if I need to, I'll grab these. But for now, do we have a transmute? We do. We have 3, and I have quite a few items that it can res. We'll just do that for now. And fire res. Easy. I needed Lunar's Temple level 2. Alright, so that should help a lot. We weren't quite degenning yet, but I want to get ahead of it. Although we are getting to the point where we're going to have issues just because our gear is basically just fire res now. But oh well. Fire and ignite resist. All right. Ooh. That's so hard to pass up. That's so good. Man, I'm gonna think about that. That's really good. That's an insanely good chest piece in Act 3. More carts is more carts. Honestly, that's not a bad, like, S piece to have. Like, it's not armor ES, but that is a nice amount of armor. I do that. We might just do that. I don't think I need any alchemy orbs, so I might use an alchemy orb on it. Alright, let's try it. 19 life, 9 regen, 30 armor, 16 strength. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're going with that. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Of all the worlds you could have conquered, you had to choose. Such power wasted on a feeble imagination.
You got this, Piety. I believe in you.
It's too late. It's too late. Damn you.
Imagine we get move speed. Almost. And by almost, I mean not close. But no. Alright. So that puts us in a very nice position
Go with courage.
here. Now the problem we're going to run into, which sell all this, like this. So the problem we're going to run into is we don't have nearly enough chance orbs. What does, if I remember correctly, you can buy chance orbs. Yeah, for orbs of fusing, which we have 2 orbs of fusing, so we're probably okay. I think we go ahead and grab the Warcry stuff, at least the beginning of it. And then we'll go Ebony Barracks into the library. Well, into the gardens, then into the library. we got the ascendancy. We did need. Okay. Alright, now we find Seosa and do the quest for him. Which, I always hate this quest. I feel like everybody hates this quest though. Like it's just an extra quest you have to do sometimes maybe. I don't think he's gonna be down there. Okay, yeah, there he is. Okay, grab the waypoint, talk to him, find the secret door. I'm always paranoid that I'm going to pass the door because it's not like super obvious on the map. And I usually navigate the game by the map. Like if you're paying attention to the walls, it's crazy obvious. Like this is very obvious. But it's not on the map at all. Alright, one. Hmm. 3 and 4. Osa. Okay. Now, here we have the opportunity to get burning damage, but I don't know if I care enough to get burning damage. It is probably the right choice. Intensify, lightning pen, pinpoint, burning, blasphemy, meat shield, swift affliction. Oh, swift affliction is the right choice, actually. Swift affliction. Because that is an item we want later. We just can't use it now. Okay, so now, first thing we want to grab, absolute number 1, is Corrupting Cry, which is going to take an Orb of Chance, and I think General's Cry is an Orb of Alteration, so that's good. And then we want Urgent Orders is another Orb of Chance. What else do we want? I don't remember. I think that might be it from Seosa. Oh no, Pride. Yeah, we can't get Pride either until we go all the way around. Also probably get Molten Shell. And while we're here, Herald of Purity. Molten Shell is also an alteration, so we can't get it now. But that's okay, we don't need it. These are the ones that are important. So most important one is Corrupting Cry. We want to get that in as soon as possible. I think it's kind of it, right? Yeah, that seems right. And then we are level 30. And we want to go ascend, even though it doesn't do us any good. Let's see, we're missing so many things. Crematorium, Act 2 entirely, okay. First things first, let's go to the crematorium and fix that one. That's a very nice location for it. Do you want to grab that transmute before I go? I'm incredibly poor. Alright, now we go to Act 2. And I think Chamber of Sins is one that I missed. Okay, this is the area with all the skills, or that usually has all the skills. And that is the correct area to go. Okay, so where is the ascendancy trial? Because that's what I need. Go, so that's that one. And other one, I'm just gonna go back. Which one is the other one? It's the crypt, Northern Forest. Oh no, it is the crypt. I don't know why I was thinking there were 3. There are only 2 in Act 2. It's the first one in the first 3 acts is in Act 1. Now, be able to go ascend, and it should be a piece of cake. $180 fire res. Might be a little overkill. All right. Now, if I was really smart about this, I would have grabbed flammability at some point. I think it's available in Act 3. Am I level 31 yet? No, I'm not. As soon as we hit level 31, we need to equip Corrupting Cry. Even if we don't do anything else, Corrupting Cry needs to go on. And it's because so much of Corrupting Cry's power comes from gem levels. Which is funny, because it's a support gem, so we can't use traditional increases to gem levels. Damage on full life support, that has to hit, right? Or it's attack skills specifically, okay. There's level 31, alright, that's okay, that's really good. Alright. First, let's do that, and then we're gonna go equip Corrupting Cry and Herald of Purity, I guess. We're also going to equip. Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. That helmet would be good if my current helmet didn't already have Fire Res on it. Fire Res is king right now. Orb of Chance is huge. This Orb of Chance, I believe, is what we need for our golems as well later on. We need as many Orb of Chance as we can get. Let's see if we can just... This a thing? Can I just go this way and be done now? Okay. No. Well, I'm already halfway there, so we're just gonna go around. Okay. There we go, there's the trial. Oh right, we can do... No, I don't want to do Herald of Purity yet. I think that would take away our ability to Frostblink. Would not be ideal. These guys are actually going to be a real pain later on, I think. Like in the final fight, they end up being really annoying. Maybe I'll get lucky and they won't be there. Okay. There eventually. Nice. Let's see. I don't want that one. Okay, so the real question is, if we were to do this... How much damage are we doing? 45 per stack. Not very much. And we recover pretty slowly. I mean, I guess it can help, right? Because I'm gonna have a little bit of an issue with the last room if there's a bunch of minions. But it might not be worth it. There we go. Okay. Alright. Please no portals. It does have portals anyway. Darn. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a little rough. Let me grab Izaro and bring him over here. We can fight in the middle of these. Come on, Izaro. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what we like. That is much more manageable. Okay, we're gonna drop this helmet. It's 4-linked and that's awesome, but the not good enough. Okay, treasure key. We're gonna try that holy chainmail just to see. Maybe it's like awesome. Okay, fire cold. 326 isn't bad. This one has 58 life though. And cold resistance and an open suffix. I think we try to get sockets on this one maybe. This one isn't worth keeping. And do you have movement speed? You have movement speed. We finally got movement speed boots. Huge. Full scroll, dream mace. Alright. So ascendancy, elementalist, ascend, and immediately going into Legion of the Primordial. Even though we can't use it yet. And then we're going to try and get a bunch of money. Glacial Cascade might actually be worth something. I've seen a couple of people talk about starting Glacial Cascade. Okay. And I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Not a very speedy run, but we spent a lot of time looking at all kinds of stuff. Once again, I am so incredibly excited for this next league. Like, I was already excited, but then this Bladefall of Tarthus is insane. Oh, it's so good. It's so incredibly good. I cannot wait. This looks incredible. 5 blades per volley. And they linger in the ground. I don't care about the lingering. I should care about the lingering, but I don't. I'm absolutely going to try and make an auto bomber out of this. I think it's gonna be awesome. I have no idea if it's gonna work. But I'm so excited about it. So yeah, I'm super excited because yeah, as far as I can tell, this is just you turn it on and it goes until you are out of mana. And that's awesome. Wait, no, base duration is 6 seconds. Okay, so maybe it just goes for 6 seconds. And it can't be triggered. Okay, but so maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. Still though, I feel like you can mess around with the duration and make it worthwhile. So that's gonna do it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on Friday for League Start. We're only a couple days away. Let's go see what are we doing on Twitch. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.